Okay, we're lucky enough today to have football legend Lee Sharpe joining us. How are we getting on, Lee?
I'm very well. Not sure about the legend bit, but yeah, all good. So just trying to cope with lockdown a little bit. Obviously, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old running around the house, so full time with those, building dens and playing hide and seek and watching Disney films. But no, I've had my back garden astroturfed and a little putting green there, so I'm doing a bit of chipping and putting a bit of short game during lockdown. So hopefully, my short game will be mustered by the time I come out and play.
Yeah, it was always pretty good anyway, wasn't it?
After a bit of practice, it can get half decent. So hopefully, bring me down a couple of shots.
Tell me a story about how you two guys met then, and how you started having AB coaching you, Lee.
Well, I was actually over in Dubai living and doing the TV in Abu Dhabi. Joined on a short-term membership at the Emirates, and the guy who got me the membership sorted out Jim Wheat.
Right.
I said, I'm after a few lessons while I'm over here. Which sort of coach do you recommend? And he recommended Alastair, and pretty much as soon as we met, we got on, and sort of same mentality, and been sort of mates ever since. So it was a pretty sort of love at first sight relationship, wasn't it, AB?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think I came in on a Sunday or something on my day off to teach you or something, and I didn't, and then Jim Wheat's like, "Yeah, Lee Sharpe wants a lesson." I was like, "All right, cool." So I came in on my day off and gave you a lesson down the back of the old Faldo range, and I think we did a couple of hours down there, and then you were like, "What are you up to this afternoon?" And I was like, "I'm probably going to go to the pub and watch the football." And you were like, "Fantasy coming?" I was like, "Absolutely." So from there we went forward, didn't we? So,
That's what we did. Did a bit of caca and chipping around the green, didn't we?
Yeah. We did a lot of chipping around. We did a lot of practice together, actually, didn't we? And then played a lot as well over in those first initial few months and around Majlis and stuff, and down the creek, and it's great, wasn't it?
Yeah. Taking the brothers on, what are they called?
The Donovan brothers.
The Donovans taking money off the well. When they pay up, they generally drive straight off, don't they? The cheapskates.
Yeah, they were bad losers, weren't they?
Shocking losers.
Were you always into golf when you were playing football, Sharpe, or was it just something you picked up when you retired?
No, I got into it when I signed for United at 17. There were a couple of lads, sort of afternoons free or days off. We go to a golf club in Manchester called Eaton Park, which was more of an assault course than a golf course. So I started there. Not long after that, I sort of got a better contract, moved to South Manchester. Went to a driving range down there in Altrincham, and met the golf pro there. So became best friends with him as well, to be fair. So I sort of had like on-course lessons with him. Not so much a lesson, but just tips along the way. And tried to play a lot of golf. The manager weren't keen on us playing too much golf because he said it sapped the energy out your legs and could damage your back and this, that and the other. So we had to slope off and sneak off to different courses where we thought he wouldn't know where we were. So, no, I've loved it. Always loved it. To the point of probably slightly obsessed with it, if I'm honest. But that's a great game.
Who were the other Man United players that were the big golfers?
I played a lot with Gary Pallister. Clayton Blackmore has turned pro now and he's trying to get onto the seniors tour. Who else played? Yorkie played a lot on Coley. I was obviously gone when Yorkie had got there, but sort of meet up with Yorkie and Coley and playing with those. Dennis Irwin plays a bit. Peter Schmeichel plays a bit. Giggsy's started. Scholes, he's got the bug. David May I play quite a bit with now. So there's quite a few of the boys that play. Teddy Sheringham loves it. So there's loads of them now.
Are you the best out of them all, would you say, or apart from Blackmore, of course?
Well, no, I always beat Clayton.
Yeah.
he's got a brain. He's got a mindset as strong as paper. So I generally beat Clayton. Yorkie thinks he's the best. I think last time I played Yorkie was a few years ago over in America somewhere, and I think he took the money off me. But I'd back myself against Yorkie most days. He's a good player, but
He's pretty good. No, he lives out here, and I see him. He's always down at our Emirates Golf Club practicing away. So he works hard at his game, and I think he came second in the Dubai Creek Club Championship. You know, I think he's off like 2 now or something. Not sure.
Yeah, he's another one obsessed and loves to practice, loves to shell balls. He's a really good player, Yuki.
Yeah, good player.
He's an absolute monster as well, isn't he? He's massive, Dwight York, when you see it. He doesn't look that big when he's on the TV, and then you meet him in person, and he's a machine.
Well, I think he's probably bigger now than when he played. I think he's added more weights to his circuits, and he's like this, and he's massive.
Yeah, he's massive. Yeah,
too big for golf.
So, how long were you living in Dubai for, Lee? Were you here for a while?
I was there for about. Well, I used to come over quite regularly. I was over there when the TV was done from Dubai. I used to come over about once a month to do the TV at weekends. And then when I got the Abu Dhabi gig, I was over for about 6 months. I came over about, I think it was December time, Christmas time, through to the end of the season. Then obviously Abu Dhabi lost the rights to the football to Qatar, and the contract went, so I had to come home, unfortunately.
Do you still come out a lot? Or?
A little bit, yeah. I was out in January, caught up with AB for a couple of drinks, come out with the missus. No kids for a change, and another couple that we know, Ian and Lisa, and my missus' dad and stepmom were out, so we bumped into them and their friends as well for a couple of days, just on the end of their trip. Yeah, I love it.
Desert Classic was on. It's good, wasn't it? Yeah,
we come on for the Classic. Yeah, we had a couple of games of golf. Played at the Creek. Played at where else did we play? We were supposed to play at the new one, weren't we? But it was a bit early and we were a bit hungover, so we cancelled.
Dubai Hills, was it?
Oh yeah. Dubai Hills, yeah.
And then we played at Jumeirah Estates then with the Earth course. Yeah, played at the Earth course.
Great track, that, isn't it?
What are your favourite courses out here, Sharpe?
I'd have to say Dubai would be the Creek and the Emirates. And then in Abu Dhabi, I like Abu Dhabi and I like Yas Island.
Yeah, that's links.
I think they're the favourites.
You've got a soft spot for the Creek, haven't you?
Yeah.
I do love the Creek, yeah. Although I love the Emirates as well, though. I do love the Emirates.
Yeah.
I love the layout there. It's absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah, it's always challenging, isn't it?
Always, no matter what day it is, no matter what's happening, it's always, how many times you play it, it's just one of them courses that's always a test.
In terms of watching golf, Sharpe, who are your favourite players to watch on tour? Are you close to any of them? Or
not necessarily close to any of them. I think my favourite's got to be Rory. I love watching his swing. I love watching him play. Back in the day, I was a big Freddie Couples fan and Ernie Els. Love their swings. John Daly, I'm a big fan of. I'm fortunate to play with John Daly. He was absolutely incredible. Mate of mine, not sure if you know him, Simon Hurd, that owns the Drew Belts. Used to be on tour a few years ago. He looks after John Daly when he comes to England.
Yeah, I know Hurdy, yeah.
So we've done a few Q&As with him. I've sort of hosted a few Q&As with him. And he's what a character. We turned up at this local course where Hurdy plays, called Horsforth. It's only a small local course. Saturday afternoon, competition day. Absolutely, about 10 o'clock in the morning, actually. Absolutely packed competition day. No buggies on the course. We got the only 2 buggies at the course, and they've been told to give us the right of way on the course. So we turn up on the first tee. There's a bit of a crowd to watch. The night before, he stayed at Hurdy's. He's drunk a bottle of Jack Daniels to himself and had about 3 pints. So he's turned up still half cut on the tee. And the first 2 holes at Horsforth, he plays with a cut, John. He reckons he can't hit it left. So there's a wind coming off the left. There's out of bounds down the left. There's big hedges down the left. And the first 2 holes, he started them out of bounds, trying to cut them in, and they've gone straight. It's both holes out of bounds, lost ball. So he's just got in the buggy and carried on. The next 16 holes, he shot 7 under at an absolute canter. Not even trying. It could have been 8 or 9 easy. It was just, and the lads that I played with, Hurdy, who used to be on tour. I played with another lad of +5 that had just turned pro, trying to get on the tour, and I wouldn't class myself as the shortest of hitters myself, and we were swinging out of our boots, and Daly was still 50 yards past us without even trying. He was on another level. What a player!
Bad knees as well, isn't he?
But yeah, he struggles now. He can't walk now, but unbelievable. And such good hands around the greens and a lovely putter, a lovely touch. Brilliant.
He always did have a great touch for a long hitter. It was one of the first ones, I think.
Yeah, well, I think he was the first massive. Freddie could hit it out there, couldn't he? But
yeah,
I think Daly was the first man that was proper big.
And what are you playing off at the moment, Sharpe?
I'm 4 now, 3.6 officially. It's been going up since I've had the kids because I've not played as much or practiced as much. But I'm hoping once this lockdown's over and I can get out there, been doing a bit of short game, so hoping to get the handicap down.
keeping it more natural movement, really, not trying to work on.
Yeah,
like,
just not trying to think of where anything is. Just feel, just more feeling in my hands of the club itself and where the face of the club is, and then just keeping a good balanced swing, really rotating rather than rocking, and a nice sort of posy finish, if you like. I tend to think if you can allow yourself to finish properly, then the timing tends to be better, and you're hitting the ball at the right time rather than trying to find where you're hitting it and force it. You got to pick your shot as well. You got to pick whether you want to hit it right to draw in or left to cut in. So just see the shot a bit more as well, rather than just try and hit it and work on technicalities.
Yeah, I think a lot of those step-in drills are really, really huge to allow you to do that, aren't they? Fantastic, really.
Yeah, I'm trying to get myself a bit of a balance board or wobble board just to swing the club on and just to work on weight transference and balance. And so it's not so much technique or where I'm getting the club, it's more feet and weight distribution and stuff I'm trying to feel more.
Yeah, it's much simpler thoughts, isn't it?
Yeah.
What was your lowest handicap, Sharpe? 1?
I got down to 1, but that was a slightly easier course, if I'm honest. I think the course I'm at Moortown now, I tend to find that playing off 4 most of the places makes the game quite comfortable for me. I think if I was to get down to sort of 1 or 2 around Moortown, it would be quite a challenge. But I could probably around most club courses. I'm not saying sort of championship courses like the Emirates and places like that. I think 4 or 5, maybe even 6 is about right for me. But at the moment, if I go local courses around here, I'm generally playing to 1, 2, 3, something like that. So
yeah, playing a tough course definitely helps when you travel, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, without doubt. Yeah, without doubt.
You've got that high standard scratch as well, so you can keep the handicap up a little bit and come away a bit of a bandit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the high standard scratch is always nice.
Yep.
Would you like to get involved and try and play on the senior tour in a few years, Sharpe? Is that one of your goals, or?
Possibly. I think quietly on the slide, that's always been one of my goals, to see where I could get to by the time I'm 50. This summer was really the summer I was going to put a bit of work in and enter more competitions, enter more open competitions away from the club and amateur stuff, low scratch tournaments, and try and get I think the biggest thing for me is I've never really played enough competition golf. It's always been social golf with the lads, and you sort of start messing around a little bit halfway round, or you get tired a little bit round and you just switch off and you're not that bothered playing for a 5 or playing for a beer. But I think competition golf and holding the concentration, the focus all the way around and making every shot count, I think is where I need to work on. So and there's sort of nerves on the first tee and the first couple of holes where you're a bit nervous, and dealing with that and the preparation of it, what sort of prep to do beforehand, how long to spend on the range, not to shell too many balls but to shell enough, and just get a bit of a comfort zone for turning up on a competition day and competition. I love the competition, so I just want to play more of it. But we'll see where we get to.
Is it a different type of feeling being on the first tee than like walking out onto Old Trafford? How does it make you feel compared to that?
It's huge. You know, I had a call last night with the guys that I'm working with on the golf swing. Nick Middleton at Zen Putting and Marcus Bell from sort of Zen Mechanics Golf, who I'm sort of working on the swing with at the moment. And we talked about the same thing. You go out to a football match, and if you're having a bad day, you've got 10 mates to help you out, and you're on the ball for split seconds. Whereas with golf, you know, you've got your whole. I've played in competitions before where I've been literally shaking and could hardly get the ball on the tee, My knees are knocking, my legs feel like jelly, my mouth's all dry, and I can't breathe properly. And I always got nervous before a football match, but never anywhere near that sort of nerve sort of level of the first tee in a tournament. I think it's unbelievable. I think it's a bit different when you're sort of confident in your game and you know you can hit it all right. I've played in tournaments when I've been like that, and I think it's a different sort of nerves. But when you don't know where your ball's going, I spoke to Howard Clark, who's played in 4 or 5 Ryder Cups, and he played in one Ryder Cup. I didn't realise it happened to the pros as well. And he said he turned up on the first tee absolutely bricking himself, just hoping not to get beat 9 and 8. That was it. And he was playing in the singles in the Ryder Cup, and I thought, how can you do that as a Ryder Cup player? I thought it was only us amateurs that went out in big tournaments and did that, but it just goes to show that it's the same for every level.
There's a couple of footballers that I can think of, like Jimmy Bullard and Shevchenko, that both have tried to take up golf to like the next level, go professionally, but they don't seem to be able to handle. I don't know what it is, if it's just the pressure of playing in big tournaments, but they never seem to quite be able to crack it. Do you think you know what goes wrong for them, or?
I don't know whether it's that they can't handle the pressure, or whether. I think sometimes you've got to stick at it a little bit. I think, you know, Jimmy Bullard tried to get his card and I think missed out. Got a Euro Pro card or you know, one of the lower tour cards, and didn't really want to travel to the tournaments because he was lower ranked. He had to travel around to the smaller tournaments around the country. And, didn't really want to do it. I'm not sure about Shevchenko's history in golf and what he exactly tried to do. It's difficult because, you know, you watch the European Tour and they're traveling to the best courses around Europe, and you know, the same goes in America. And when it comes down to you don't make that, and you've got to play on the Euro Pro Tour, you've got to make your own way there. Do they get sponsorship enough? Do they want to travel? Do they want it bad enough as these young lads want to? So I think there's a lot of factors that go into it. I don't think it's just that they bottle it and they can't handle it and they're not good enough. I think some of it is sometimes it's a desire thing. Sometimes they've got, you know, other jobs that they've got more of a priority about. I know Jimmy is an exceptional golfer. I've played with him myself. I know he's an exceptional fisherman. He's unbelievable at darts. He's just, I think he's on the British angling team for fishing. He's on something else. He's a ridiculous sportsman. But no, it's just something that, I don't know, you have a go at, and I don't know whether they just dip the toe in a little bit, and when it doesn't work, they sort of back off rather than keep going the next tough step. I think I'm not sure.
Obviously, you've made it, you know, as an elite sportsman, you've made it, you know, to the top of your field in football, and then, you know, we obviously talked about you turning, you know, seniors tour. You always sort of had that little inkling that you wanted to be on seniors tour. I was just really going to say, what do you think you would need to have done to get to that point? I mean, obviously that was probably 8 years ago now, so you've got 2 years left, and, you know, situations changed. You're married and a couple of kids now, so, you know, what would you think you'd have to do to achieve from being a 4 handicap now to seniors tour? It's a big step.
Yeah, it's a huge step, and I think what would have to happen is, I think there'd have to be I think there's just got to be a comfortableness around what you're doing and how good you are. I think I'd have to go out in competition golf and start shooting a couple of rounds where, you know, in the 60s, you'd have to start shooting 66, 67 to start realising what you're doing. I've done it sort of once. I think it was last summer. I played in a golf tournament and shot 66. You know, admittedly, it was a short course, so it was a corporate golf day, so it was set up reasonably fair and easy. But you've still got to get and hit fairways and hit greens and knock the putts in. So 66 is my lowest. I think I had a 1 or 2 under around the Emirates off the Blues with UAB against the Donovans one round. So if I can go out and start shooting those sort of rounds, and then my bad rounds become 73, 74, and your good rounds are 69, 70, and then your exceptional rounds are 65, 66, 67. You know, I think you have the self-confidence that you can go out and you can compete. And unless I know I've got those scores in me, I mean, at the moment, I haven't got a 60 anything, never mind a 66. So I think the short game needs to be tightened up. I think there needs to be a trust in what I'm doing swing wise and with who I'm working with, and there needs to be competition golf under those pressure circumstances that you can trust it and that it works. And then it's just getting yourself comfortable in the environment. I think to go to, when it gets all serious and quiet on a golf course and there's no laughing and joking and there's no messing around, you've got people playing for livings. I think it's a different atmosphere on the golf course, and you've got to become accustomed to that. You've got to play under your own sort of circumstances, but you've also got to adhere to the circumstances that other people are making on the golf course, and it's just about being comfortable with all of that. But it is a huge step, and I know it's a huge step, but who knows? Let's see.
If you did play on the senior tour, would you be one of these golfers like Westwood who had the wife on the bag, or would you pick a caddy?
My missus has caddied for me in a couple of tournaments before, to be fair. She's actually not too bad, because I can get quite harsh on myself at times, and she sort of slowed me down and calmed me down a little bit. But no, I would definitely go for professional caddy, because I know a few caddies, and I think they would be worth, I don't know, at least at my standard, at least 2 or 3 shots around. And I think, I've had a word with a couple of the caddies I know over here, and said when we do get time, when all this is over, that I'd love to have a walk around our place and have them caddy me around and just see exactly how many shots they do say. But I think they'll say 2 or 3 shots around. So there's a handicap coming down straight away.